So this month, Sagittarius, I almost called you Cancers. For this month, Sagittarius, you are going to have options that will lead you in completely different trajectories. And you're going to be able to make a decision. I mean, you always do anyway. It's not hard for you to make decisions. You like making decisions and just going. I mean, you're a fire sign. So this is kind of right up your alley. The options will be clear. They will both be guiding you somewhere completely different than where you are going or where you are right now. What is nice to see with this Ace of Wands reverse is I think you've been thinking about this for a while. You've known about these options for a while, and now it's time to make a decision. With this Ace of Wands being reversed underneath the Chariot, this really is an indication that this is not something new. This is not a brand new endeavor. It's just being solidified here. And it's definitely going to be victorious. You're going to have a victory in this. And not only a victory, but you're going to have a lot of support from the people around you, from your relationship, from your family, from your friends. Because as you can see, in other tarot decks, you can see all the people standing around him. But with this, he's carrying the wreath and he's on his horse. But that's what these wands back here mean. There's people holding them, kind of supporting him, pushing him forward, and celebrating with him the victory. So not a new endeavor, something that you've been working on or thinking about for a while. Time to decide, time to go. And it will ultimately be a very good decision, a good trajectory. Now, with the Five of Pentacles underneath, Sagittarius, we have to talk for a minute. You like, as a fire sign, as a mutable fire sign, you like things to be quick. You like things to be solidified. You like end results. This is not indicating that you're going to be in poverty. This is not indicating that you're going to be left out in the cold. But in the immediate future, you may actually feel like that. The reason I'm saying that is because underneath that is the Seven of Pentacles, and then even more clearly, the Eight of Pentacles. So this is going to take work. This is not an immediate result. You have to put your head down, decide to keep going, and then you get to level up. Then you will have all sorts of options that you can choose from. Be careful. This is a warning. The Knight of Swords means swift, poorly thought out movement and action. But the good thing about this card, the good thing about this energy is he's not afraid to take action. Probably should have just thought things through a little bit better. But that's coming down the pipeline for you if you continue to work hard. If you put your head down, if you stay consistent. Consistency is going to be the name of the game for you right now. Consistency. Then you're going to have a big level up, and then it's going to be, you're going to feel this invigoration, and you're going to feel all invigorated and want to go here and do this and make all these moves and say this and tell that person. But don't throw caution to the wind. Right? Level up, awesome. Hard work, yes. Consistency, yes. Not permanent. Okay? But in the immediate future, you may feel like this. You're going to want immediate results. You will not get immediate results. That is a good little warning. Okay. Lovely. Right out of the gate in June. Death, Major Arcana, Three of Swords, High Priestess, Major Arcana, Queen of Cups, reversed. Remember when I said right out of the gate, you're not going to get immediate results. This is a transition. Something is ending. You are going to feel all out of whack. You might be emotional, probably too emotional. You might be upset. You're going to feel very off kilter. Remember, this is temporary. When you feel like this during June, Sagittarius, the message is pull it back. Okay, pull it back. You know know on a higher level that there's a higher purpose for these immediate transitions, for this immediate ending, for this immediate maybe feeling a little bit betrayed. This could be love, this could be work. This could really be anything. But remember the main message: don't get discouraged. Don't frustrate this. We're going to spend some time clarifying this in the extended, because these are key energies here. And what's such a beautiful thing about you, Sagittarius, is you might have moments of despair, you might have moments, but just as all fire signs, we quickly understand that there's a higher purpose, there's a better solution. So we can get very wrapped up in our emotions because we're extremely passionate, right? So we can get very, very, very passionate in positive and in the negative way. But ultimately, well, actually not even ultimately, 5 minutes later, right, the next day, the next week, we know we can pull ourselves out of it. So no matter what transpired, you know this ending was for the best. You may have moments that you acted like this, but ultimately you know there's a victory. Ultimately, you know for you, in June, there's a new trajectory. So you're going to hop on that bandwagon and you're just going to go. So don't get discouraged. Secondly, before I move on to this row, I am going to talk about the card at the center of your reading, which is the Nine of Wands reversed. This card does represent you. It also represents a lack of preparedness. How you differ from Aries and Leo. Big way. For a fire sign to be mutable means you can jump on board with this, you can jump on board with that, you can share people's energies, you can decide to feel a certain way and quickly change that decision, quickly change that emotion. But because you meld so well with other people's energies, because you can get so excited with them, so sad with them, so supportive and caring with them, you can tend to get wrapped up in the external and forget to map out the internal. And there's nothing wrong with that. Please remember, I'm not saying anything derogatory about your sign, but when this is at the center of the reading and you have the potential to have some major shifts in June that are going to make you feel pretty low, while this could last 5 minutes, the key is to turn back inward, not have any sense of regret, and look at the future in terms of how can I be more prepared? Because the thing with this card, Sagittarius, is when it's upright, most decks have a negative connotation with this, but this deck is so beautiful because she's either up at sunrise or she's still on the battlefield at dusk. She's ready to go, full of life, full of energy, and full of preparedness. She's not hiding behind all the things she's trying to do. This is a card of preparedness. So this is also upright, Knight of Wands, temporary energy, flighty, egotistical, in and out, and I am here, I've entered the room, and let's go party, and bye, I'm going to the next thing. But by golly, you're going to know that you were with me during this time. You're going to know that I was here, I was in the grocery store, I was at the pool party, I was on the hike, right? Because I look good, I feel good, I'm full of energy, and you're going to want to come with me and my energy. That's this card. Okay, but there's no long-term linking that takes place with this card. There's no bonding, there's no solidification of anything. This is just very flighty energy, beautiful energy. But when this card shows up reversed in a reading, it does mean that the thought and the general prose of this energy tends to be a little bit more about solidification, a little bit more about combining and planning. And so you're going to quickly, which we love you for, you quickly recognize these things about yourself and about your situation. You're quickly going to say, I'm not regretting this. I feel like crap, but I know I'm on a better plan. I know I'm on a better path for me. So while I'm not going to have any personal deep regrets about this, I am understanding that I need to be more prepared in the future. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to maybe stay a while and figure this out. Eight of Cups. Leaving. Could be temporarily, but leaving a situation or letting something lie. Letting it go and see what happens. Throwing it up into the universe and just seeing what happens. Might bring you back, might not. But reversed, no, you're not going to go. So you may have a tendency in June, Sagittarius, to really feel like you want to just leave. Okay? Definitely. And we know ultimately you will be making a decision and going in a certain direction. We know that for certain. We know this to be true. Have you guys watched, if you guys don't follow Benny Drama 7 on Instagram, he is hilarious. And he just did a spoof on the Game of Thrones, like a Game of Thrones analysis. And he was making fun of the whole thing. And it was hilarious because he goes, this we know to be true. And it was so funny. Benny Drama 7. Okay, so I love this. I love this after this. Possible heartbreak, something ending for the good, for the better. You know this. Still throws you for a loop. No deep regrets. Feeling a little discombobulated for a minute. And quickly making the big turnaround. I mean, how awesome is that? Right? So, next. 10 of Swords. 10 of Cups. Knight or King of Swords. The Emperor. So this is so huge. Because, again, you're not going to let yourself get down in the dumps. Something's ending and you're okay with it. Which is actually a good thing about your whole entire energy. Because you really don't allow yourself to get down. No, you might not have everything you want. 10 of Cups reversed. You might not have complete emotional fulfillment. But here you are saying, that's okay. Here you are saying, that sucks. But that's okay. All right? Maybe there's things I could have done better in the past. Maybe there's things I could have done better in the future to prevent this. Moving forward. So there's this analysis taking place. And we know this because no regrets. And then we also have the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands reversed. So the King of Swords, major strategist. This is all about preparedness. And this is not about working hard. In a breakup situation, let's put it like this. Sagittarius. You break up, you're sad, you miss them. Okay. I'm not going to be egotistical. It's not about, on to the next, I'm going to show them. It's not about winning in that capacity. This has more to do with looking and seeing, hey, I probably made some mistakes too. It's over. This is done, right? We're moving on. Things are going to be okay. I probably made some mistakes too. So what do I need to do in the future to prevent that? What do I need to do? And not taking all the blame here. This isn't a shaming thing. But this has to do with you really analyzing the whole situation. And when I'm saying working smart, not hard, this is talking about not feeling like you have to go through the doldrums of a breakup and feeling sad for so long. And then eventually one day you'll start feeling better. You're bypassing all of that. You're saying, this is what it is. This is what it was. This is what I want. This is what I can do better in the future. And then, of course, we have the Emperor. Full ownership of yourself, of the scenario, of the storyline, of the attitudes, and of the personal viewpoint. This is beautiful. So we're going to clarify these in the extended definitely. Because this is full ownership. And Sagittarius, full ownership, a deep ownership of where you are right now isn't necessarily one of your strong suits. Because being a fire sign and very passionate, and fire signs can be egotistical. So, and don't take offense to that. What I'm saying here, what this is saying here, what these are saying, really has to do with kind of growing up a little bit. And saying, yeah, maybe in the past I would just show them and move on and get into a new relationship or forget them. I'm just going to go get another job and make sure I'm making more money and I'm going to be happier, and I don't need to dwell on any scenario. So, which is a good thing to just be able to move on. But here you're looking a little bit more retrospectively at the situation and really noticing within yourself that you don't want to be put here again. And so you're really looking at what you can do in the future to prevent that. Okay. I love this. I'm going to pull, I forgot to get these out. Give me 1 second. Let's pull an oracle card from the Fairy Oracle by Brian Crowd. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, Fairy Oracle. Overall energy for Sagittarius. Overall highest level message for Sagittarius in June. Advice and guidance, overall energy for Sagittarius in June. What is the highest message they need to hear while they're going through these energies in June? Okay. Luminous doom. How perfect is that? Look how cute he is. This is like, I'm so sad, but, what do you do? Okay, let me read this. 56. Keywords: self-defeat, self-pity, self-destruction, taking care of ourselves. Okay. It is time to face the fact that our attitudes and beliefs about ourselves are our own. We may have learned them from others, but the others are not responsible for them. And in the here and now, we are. If we choose self-pity and pessimism, we make a choice that makes our lives worse. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates that this is a time when understanding that concept is especially important. At a time when there is some sort of crunch in a situation that offers someone the opportunity to notice and change such self-destructive habits. If it is yourself, you know what you need to do. If it is someone else, you may wish to consider how you might support them in this opportunity for change. Can you make sure to give a positive feedback at every appropriate opportunity? Can you refrain from nagging, scolding, and complaining at them when they get it wrong? These things help. So what a perfect, solid message to wrap this up. Okay, let's pull some outcome cards. I'm going to leave this out too. And then we'll get into the extended. Again, that link's below. 3 cards for the outcome of June for Sagittarius. 3 outcome cards. 3 outcome cards off the top of the deck after this shuffle. Okay. We have the 2 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles reversed, 8 of Pentacles reversed. Now I know those were upright. When I flip them out sometimes, I change the way I flip them. Okay, anyway. So outcome. What does this have to say about everything that we just talked about? You are definitely going to be having a choice. Where have I been? Where do I want to be? Where am I now? Where am I now? Where have I been? I haven't been leveling up, probably because I haven't been working as hard as I need to be. Where am I now? I'm not leveling up because I need to do more work. I need to put more consistency into what I'm doing. Where do I want to be? I'm not going to get there if I keep up this pattern. So this is a huge month, Sagittarius. Remember, victory is yours, but there's not going to be immediate gratification. But it is certainly time to decide which way you're going to go. Certainly is time to decide about your attitudes and where you want to be with work, where you want to be with love, and take ownership of that. All right, we're going to pull a lot of extendeds. I'm going to pull extendeds. Overall extendeds. Can I put these over here? I'm going to pull 2 extendeds for this overall situation here. Definitely the major arcana is this. Definitely this. I'm very curious about this Knight of Wands reverse, so I'm going to pull for the extended on that. And then basically this whole row, because this is a very beautiful row and a little against your usual nature. So that which also could indicate that this is pretty traumatic.